Ace is a place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I got my Christmas lights out. They're a huge, tangled, non-working mess.
I showed Dominic our LED light sets. They last longer than traditional lights, and they're on a reel, so they're easier to handle.
Ace is a place that knows nothing takes the joy out of Christmas like untangling lights that don't even light.
Visit your neighborhood Ace now and get $3 in instant savings on select reels of LED holiday lights. Ace Rewards members save instantly in-store. Offer valid through November 30th at participating stores. Store stock only. See store for details. Limit 4.
Tell me you don't like 38 Special. Come on, man. Hold on loosely.
I liked it when I was 25 years old.
This is a good parody. Listen.
It's a good song. Please tell me, just hold on loosely.
Yes, welcome back, folks. The Friday edition, the Getaway Weekend edition of the Bernie and Sid Show right here on legendary 77 WABC. And we are thrilled you are back with us. You know, quickly, I have to say hello to Mike, who, when I got off the B train this morning over on 32nd and 6th and walked outside the train station, Bernard, I heard Sid very, very loud coming from the streets of 6th Avenue. Turns out Mike works for the MTA, listens to us every day, loves us. One of the millions now that have been turned on to the Bernie and Sid Show. So thank you, Mike.
My boy. I see you, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
You know what it is, Mike.
You got a lot of shout-outs to do this morning.
Yo, Mike, what's popping?
Yesterday, while you celebrated your 26th wedding anniversary with the lovely Carol, I hope it went well last night.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Good. I told you I lived in Brooklyn with my sister Ray Sherry and my brother-in-law Albert in their house, and it was their anniversary too. And today is my brother-in-law Albert's birthday.
Come on
now.
Stop. This is a big, festive, celebratory week. My birthday, anniversaries all over the place.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Mike the Subway guy.
Mike the Subway guy.
He loves you.
Yeah, he loves us. And Albert does too, so. It's a big Friday. It is a big Friday. It's a big Halloween party weekend. I know Halloween is Monday, but a lot of people celebrate, tonight and tomorrow night. Yeah. Big parties. Yeah. I know I have a big party tomorrow night. You're such a liar. God. I have a huge party. I love Halloween. We go to a party. We have certain friends. They throw a party, and we go to it every single year. It's one of my favorite times of the year. And also, this is, by the way, the 4-year anniversary of the Hurricane Sandy. Is that right? Yeah. This is 4 years ago Friday. They told us here at WABC, don't come in on Monday. And, okay, we didn't come in on Monday. And then, I took the whole week off. Right. I thought you were gone longer than a week. It was a week. I thought that Imus and Bo Dietl put the APB out on you. They did. So you were like on the roof of your house in the middle of the water. Yeah, that was the last wise-ass text I sent to Conal McShane. He said, how you doing? How you guys doing? I said, okay, we're fine. We're up on the roof. Waiting for the water to subside. Of course, there was no water at the time. Gotcha. But a couple hours later, there was, and power was cut off. But that was the last text I sent out, so they thought I was in trouble. So a couple of days later, I saw a Humvee coming down that the Nassau County Police had somehow commandeered or whatever, and they were looking for me. Funny. That's a true story. That is a true story. True story. But anyway, that's 4 years ago. We were actually coming up, Danielle and I, because she was going to run the marathon. She runs the New York City Marathon every year. And, of course, she decided, she put on her Facebook page, this is Wednesday. Marathon was supposed to be run on Sunday. They were still going to have it in New York. She put on her Facebook page Wednesday, listen, the cops need to be doing other things in and around town than watching us run a marathon through Central Park. So she opted out. It was 2 days after that. And I do give Mike Francesa a lot of credit for this. Francesa had Bloomberg on the air and basically said, what are you guys doing? What do you mean a marathon? I mean, people are like, there's still dead bodies in the streets, basically. Yeah. They were running over the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. Yeah. And within view of homes that had destroyed. Bodies were floating in the homes. Right. So, make a long story short, at that point they decided to cancel the race. But to my wife's credit, 2 days prior to that announcement, she already said, "I'm not coming." And that was our experience with Sandy, not nearly as bad as yours. No. But it's all good now. But you're a big Halloween guy. I don't see you like that. I don't see it. Yeah.
What are you going to be for Halloween this year?
I don't know yet. There's
Trump. You got to go as Trump. That's your boy.
A couple of options out there. I like the offensive costumes.
Like
we'll talk about it later. But
Okay.
I like Flirty. She's going. She's going as.
I'm going as one of the, I guess, victims. I'm going to have
You're
a
going as a Donald Trump.
woman, gropey.
Right, alleged gropey.
But how are we
yes.
going to know? Like, what are you going to wear that's going to denote that?
I'm going to have a hand attached to my
Ass?
no.
Oh, my God.
To her.
And-
To her.
All right.
Yeah.
The V word.
Yeah.
Grab
And
the...
The P word.
Yeah.
Grab
When I
by
go-
the pudding.
when I go ask for candy, I'll turn the hand around.
She's serious, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I know she is.
And she's going to go trick or treat with her kids like that.
I will
my
video
God.
it to prove to you. They're going to wind up on the couch anyway.
There are a bunch of offensive costumes out there which I love. I think are great, and I'm weighing. I have a bunch of options myself. We'll talk about it later.
No, I don't believe any of this. I just don't believe you.
Oh, it's true.
No, there's no way you're getting dressed up and going to a party. There's no way.
This is my time of year.
I don't do it.
Hey, listen, I don't know. Do you recall when you were a kid? It was a great time. In
I
the
loved
city
it.
here?
I love it now because I get to take Ava and Gabe trick-or-treating. In the last couple of years living down in Florida at the beach club, they had a wonderful Halloween party. Now we have to trick-or-treat in Brooklyn, obviously. But I actually find adults who get dressed up like Batman and Robin and all these, and have these parties and get all coked up and drunk with their buddies. I think it's the most ridiculous, dumbest grow up. Halloween is for kids, not for you adults. You look stupid.
This is a guy who wears a Eli Manning jersey. He's telling us
do that. You're
to
right.
grow up.
No, it's true though.
Look,
Any of
man.
these stupid Halloween parties, and Facebook gets littered with a bunch of you morons, and we don't care what you're wearing. We don't care what party you're going to. So we don't care.
I'm not posting it on Facebook.
Well, you're not going.
Don't set up a straw man with me here. I'm going to do my thing, and I'm not going to foist it on you.
But we're not going to know about
But
it.
I will tell you what costume I wear. Well,
Can you send me a picture just so I know you're really going to do this? Because I'm telling you I'm not. I can't believe you are either. I can't believe it. You should go as Imus. Perfect.
moron, get out of my way. You idiot.
That's what we'll do. We'll do.
You talking to me?
Yeah, you'll go as Imus and I'll go as Stern, and we'll do it together this year. How about that?
That's a great idea.
Isn't that right?
Excellent idea.
Do that to work on Monday.
It's a great idea.
All right.
Yeah.
You know,
we're not doing it, but it's a great idea.
we're going to talk to, at the bottom of the hour, we're going to talk to Rich Lowry
Oh, let's go with him.
from the National Review.
There it is. People will love that. What do you dress as? I'm Rich Lowry.
How about Batman or Superman or Spider-Man, something innocuous?
That's what you're going as?
No.
No.
But well, you want to get into? I like the controversial. Remember back in the day, what they had Princess Diana with the steering wheel coming out of her head.
Oh,
Come on.
too soon, Bernie. Too soon.
No, it's not too soon.
I know.
She's dead
Okay,
like 30
okay.
years.
How about JFK and Jackie O? After too soon for that.
A little bit.
All right, what's worse?
What? Give me some of the controversial ones this year. I'm just curious. What do you got? What do you got?
You have you have Ray Rice dragging around his blow up doll
That was
girlfriend.
a funny one.
That's a funny one.
Last year, that was
What's worse? Is that offensive?
That is incredibly offensive.
What's worse, that or Hitler and Anne Frank?
Probably Ray Rice. But I tell you
How
what.
about
but I tell you what,
Chris Brown and Rihanna? You
same
go with your
thing.
girlfriend with the makeup.
But if you want to avoid being
black eyes.
called a racist, if you're a white person dressing as Ray Rice and or Chris Brown, you can just go as former Giant kicker Josh Brown. And you're
perfect.
a white
You're
white
good to
beater.
go. You're good to go.
There you go. Then you're a white wife beater.
How about you dress up as Jerry Sandusky and your wife dresses up as a boy?
Oh.
Come on, that's fun.
I love that one. That's funny.
That's the best one
Or
so
Bill
far.
Cosby with 2 drinks in his hands.
It's funny you just mentioned Jerry Sandusky, the kid that used to play quarterback at Penn State, McQuarrie. And
That's right. He just won a whole. He's getting paid.
$7.3 million as one of Sandusky's victims. We found out yesterday, yeah. Which begs the question. I know it's a sick question, and why somebody even think about that, I don't know. But would you allow the Penn State defensive coordinator to touch your penis for $8 million?
Yes, I would.
Well, there you go.
Are you kidding me?
Wide
Of
receiver.
course. I mean, if it was, but it wasn't a guaranteed $8 million.
Well, then the hypothetical, you're going to get the money.
I'm in. Yeah. Touch it with both hands. I don't care. $8 million?
No doubt, I agree.
Yeah, but you maybe messed up the rest of your life psychologically and...
No, I wouldn't.
Well...
okay, $1 million for the shrink.
Well, you were an altar boy, so you
I
know
still have
about all
7
this
left
anyway.
over.
You're
Hey.
Hey, another scandal.
How about that?
Another scandal broke about that.
Don't go there.
Oh, what are you going to do? Bring up a rabbi in Borough
That's
Park?
right.
Here we go. Every time.
Damn straight.
Rocky Marciano.
Speaking of settlements, in the New York Post on Sunday, a rabbi settled big bucks.
I saw that.
Of course, it wasn't in the New York Times. You did see it.
I did see that.
Okay, so what do you have?
I was going to bring it up Monday.
What do you have?
But I'm Jewish.
Yeah, right. I had it in my stack. But,
I saw something. I don't really want to bring it up, especially after the Mike Breen conversation a couple of days ago. But I did see something about a priest who's in trouble. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Where? I did not see that.
Now, you know.
You saw it in the New York Times.
No, I didn't. I saw it on television. I saw it on one of the World News Tonight programs. New York priest, actually. You know all about this, don't you?
I don't. I really don't.
Swear?
But look, you could go. So look, what are we doing? Trading accusations?
Well, no,
I don't understand. What's the point?
There's no accusations.
Why did you even bring it up?
Did I ruin your whole day?
I don't even know why you
get very
talk about Halloween. Let's talk about going as Christopher Reeve to a Halloween party or something.
Oh, Jesus, he's dead.
What's worse? Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
What's worse? Going as remember the dentist?
Oh, I'm sorry to say, by the way. I'm sorry.
The dentist who killed Cecil the lion?
Oh, that
you go
guy?
as the dentist with a lion's head?
Right, or
going as the a Malaysian airline flight crew, looking like the Walking Dead.
That's tough. I hate it.
I hate
that
the
dentist.
Flight attendant costumes.
Yeah. No, I actually wanted. I actually wish that dentist was on that Malaysian flight. To be honest with you, when he killed Cecil, I would say worse would be probably the Malaysian because they are dead. I mean,
so is Cecil.
He ain't dead. I don't know. It's close.
How about the Twin Towers?
You know what?
People, no, they do that.
They dress up. I know. Each one goes as a tower.
Or the Boston Marathon victim, or Trayvon Martin, or something like that.
Unbelievable. Right.
Yeah, very offensive. You know what? Maybe I'm not going to go to this party. I'm outraged. And of course, you can't wear a sombrero or anything like that.
You can't?
You can't dress up in a kimono or sombrero.
That's racist.
That's cultural appropriation.
That's right. Just like you shouldn't sit down on Cinco de Mayo and have a taco bowl and claim that you love the Mexicans. Only a moron would do that.
It's highly offensive.
Highly.
And I need a safe space because I've just been...
On a serious note,
microaggressed.
If you really were going to a party tomorrow night, which I know you're not, but if you were, would there be any costume? Can you think of anything where you'd be really offended?
I
really
could
pissed
go
off?
as a necrophiliac. My T-shirt would say "Dead women don't say no," and these are all legitimate costumes that I'm choosing from online.
Not what you're choosing. If you walked into the party, can you imagine any costume that you would really be offended?
I'll tell you what I like the best is the fact that it gives women an excuse to dress up like sluts.
Right.
That's the best part of it, to be quite honest.
Is that right?
The rest of the offensive costumes
doesn't bother you.
No, those costumes do bother me. All of them. Forget everything I just mentioned. I'm offended by. Just all I like is women who take advantage. French made, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But you gotta really you gotta do it. You know,
it's fine if it's your woman, not mine.
What?
It's fine if it's not your
In other words,
woman.
You wouldn't want your
Danielle? No.
You want her all to yourself. You don't want anybody to see her.
Correct. I lock her up on Halloween.
Very insecure guy.
Incredibly insecure.
And jealous.
Oh, the worst.
Oh, you're nasty.
Oh, I'm the worst. I'll start if I see you looking over
for. What are you worried about?
I start a fight.
But what do you think?
It doesn't matter. I'm not worried about anything. That's I'm a Brooklyn insecure. Well, of course I am.
Sounds like the
beautiful girl,
It sounds like you think she might be tempted. Because you're not providing what she needs.
That's unfair to her because she does adore me and love me.
Of course she does.
And that's not her personality. But I am just saying.
It's just a natural thing.
Right. Can't help myself.
Oh. You want me to come over and give you a hug? It's okay. She loves you, man.
No, I'm not mad at you.
Are you worried about her at work right now?
Absolutely.
Those bastards.
One of those guy attorneys talks to her. I swear I'll
keep your hands off.
I will take the Long Island Railroad to Long Island right now and beat them to death.
You will.
I'm not. You know I will.
I know. Sid's always looking to punch someone out.
I will beat them to death. Just talk to her from a distance and win the case and get the hell out of there.
All right. On that happy note,
Yeah.
I think we can.
Are you like that with your wife?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, very jealous.
So don't make fun of me then.
Yes, I don't like.
Very. That's just so not your personality. You're not.
He's so full of
I
it.
know it's not his personality. You're not like that.
No, I'm cool. It's just got to relax. You know, I know she loves me. I love her. It's all good.
Right.
I'm not walking around, fuming and saying, "Why are you looking at him? Who's looking at her?"
You don't do that ever?
No.
Have you ever started a fight with somebody in your wife's defense, or what you thought was something that was
only one time?
Disrespectful.
One time, I stabbed a guy.
You did? You went?
I did.
You went?
I got arrested.
What's the neurosurgeon, Ben Carson? Listen, I stabbed my mother 50 times. Are you calling me a liar? Still, to this day, when we talk about this election, that is, for me, just for me, the most bizarre moment.
The highlight.
Right.
I did hit my mother in the head with a hammer.
I beat my cousin. I hit my mother with a hammer. And when he was questioned about it, he got furious.
Yes. What, do you think I'm a liar?
So you'd rather be known as somebody who beats their mother than a liar.
Right.
That's unreal.
Exactly right. No, that was bizarre, but he was being honest. He was keeping it real.
Well,
is what it was. The whole point of the thing was redemption.
Right.
That was the whole the point.
The election is like 11 days away. And I will say this, Deb is sitting in for Noam today with us doing the news. And I was listening to Noam's news show before early in the morning a couple of days ago. And Deb has been voicing this series about the, going over the election as it comes near to an end. And I got to tell you, some of the primary stuff that we haven't heard for a long time, Donald Trump with Jeb Bush.
It was great.
It was great.
Yes.
It's not like that now.
Already nostalgic for those days.
I missed that. Lion Ted.
Lion Ted.
All that. Him and Marco Rubio going back and Marco going Big Donnie.
Those debates were better than any reality show.
Telling Rand Paul he'll be off the stage.
Yeah.
Rand Paul, jeez. Carly Fiorina.
I didn't make fun of your looks, and believe me, there's plenty there.
So funny.
And remember how big it was that you actually had the main event with like 9 people at 9 o'clock at night, but at like 5 in the afternoon, here comes 7 other people up on stage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lindsey Graham and who was the governor?
The kids' table.
Rick Perry, who always lasts
Huckabee.
one debate, he goes home. I think Huckabee was on the main stage, wasn't he?
Oh, right.
I think it was governor, the governor from here. What's his name?
Rick Perry.
No, from here. Rick Perry.
What's
Cuomo?
his name? No.
The guy who was here 9/11. He was the governor.
What the hell's his name?
Oh, Pataki.
Pataki.
Yes, Pataki was there. And who else was there? I think Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah. And Lala. 1-800-848-9222. Bernie and Sid. We're going to talk to National Review's Rich Lowry about some serious political developments that happened yesterday. The sleazy Clinton Foundation. Unbelievable. Just this gross greed because of the WikiLeaks. It's all out there. And is it affecting the election? 1-800-848-9222. Bernie and Sid back after this.
77 WABC.
I got Biden. He said, I'd like to take him behind the gym. I dream of that. You know what you do with Biden? You go like this. And he'd fall over. Tough guy, Mr. Tough Guy. Mr. Tough Guy. Just a little bit of and he's gone. Another beauty. Can you imagine if I ever made that statement? Donald Trump is a bully. He threatened Vice President Biden. Donald Trump is a bully. Can you imagine? But he could say it. Everyone thought, oh, that was a wonderful statement.
Back on the Bernie and Sid show on 77 WABC.
Is he kidding? He bullied his way through the whole primary. Now he's the victim because old Joe Biden wants to punch him in the face. Is he kidding?
Would you like to see that?
I think that Donald Trump is about the biggest wuss I've ever seen or heard in my whole life. Everybody knows that, including Bill Bratton. Joe Biden's an old man. I think tough talk between both of those guys is really silly. But the fact that Trump is mad at Biden, or Trump says, oh, they would call me a bully, that's all he did through the whole primary was bully everybody. Why is he upset? He's allowed to do it, but Biden can't?
I think he was trying to be funny.
No, he wasn't. He's bitching about the media again.
He didn't threaten to physically beat up any of his opponents, I don't think.
Yes, he did. And he also threatened to shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue.
Really?
I mean, oh, my God.
Which one? Who?
If
Lindsey
I
Graham?
shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue, then,
I don't remember
He's the victim.
about his opponents.
Oh, stop.
Hey, we have a guest on the line.
Just stop.
A very, very brilliant writer. He's the editor of the National Review.
Great guy.
He is a great guy.
Yes.
And intimidatingly smart, I would say. Rich Lowry's on the line. Good morning, Rich.
Hey, so is this a private fight you guys are having?
No. I want to get you in on this. It's incredible to me. And we understand that Trump has been bitching about the media bias, which I do think exists. I'm voting for Hillary, and I do think it exists, and I feel bad for Donald at certain points. But for him to say, they would call me a bully, Rich, that's all he did for about 12 months.
Yeah, well, I'm with Bernie on this one. I think Trump, one, was trying to be funny. And two, he's completely right about the media. I don't think it really serves him to complain about it constantly.
That's my
to the
point.
Exclusion of a real message that could move this election. But it's certainly true. The media hates him with a passion, and have just talked themselves into not even have to make a pretense of objectivity in this election.
But you know what's funny? When I found out you were coming on this morning, you know what Bernie says off the air? Rich Lowry's coming on. He hates Donald Trump. He hates Donald Trump. So you're talking about the media. Aren't you one of those guys?
Well, I'm an opinion guy, so I try not to hate anyone, but I'm open with my opinions. That's the whole point. But the front page of the New York Times is supposed to be something different. And for 3 months straight, it has just been an anti-Trump broadsheet. And they, as I say, they haven't even made a pretense of it. And the media sort of patted itself on the back for rejecting he said, she said journalism in this case. But that's usually what objective journalism is. You give one side and then you give the other.
Right, exactly right. Not only the New York Times, Rich, the rest, the Washington Post, CNN, ABC News, the rest of them all are one-sided, and it's so conspicuous their bias. I think this time around more so than ever before. But in any case, Rich, these WikiLeaks now, the race is tightening just a little. Yep. Just a little bit, but not a lot. I don't think if the vote was held today, Trump would probably lose. But between Obamacare and these WikiLeaks exposés showing the disgusting sleaze of the Clinton Global Foundation, do you think it's going to resonate or have any effect on the polls?
Well, the first time, I think, over the last 24 hours or so, the news environment has moved against Hillary Clinton for the first time in probably a solid month. And I think a lot of those first WikiLeaks emails, they're embarrassing for all the underlings, who are attacking one another or saying nasty things about allies or saying nasty things about the Catholic Church, but no one knows who any of these people are, Jennifer Palmieri and Neera Tanden. But I think that the latest batch that really just goes to how corrupt the Clinton Foundation was and how it was a political slush fund and an opportunity for profiteering for the Clintons and for their cronies.
Bill Clinton,
that really gets to the heart of the critique. It's just, it's late. We're 11 days out, and it's really hard to change the fundamental dynamic of the race now.
So in other words, the answer is no. You don't think it will resonate. It is too late. You're right. And it does. It's hard to compete with sexual allegations against Donald Trump because
and that's the other thing is if you had Hillary Clinton on tape saying, you know what, let's take that quid pro quo, that would be a devastating blockbuster. It's just things in print just don't have, and I'm a print guy, so I regret this, don't have the resonance of the tape.
No,
and that's the problem
true.
with the Access Hollywood thing. It was Trump himself, and it was kind of compelling. It was weird. You couldn't take your eyes off of it, and they played it for basically a week straight, and it really hurt him.
Rich Lowry, National Review here with Bernie and Sid. Bernie saying the race has tightened. I agree with Bernard, but there were some people, including Trump supporters, that were very upset with Donald a couple of days ago because they felt like the Obamacare spike was a gift for Donald Trump. And and I know he went to a couple of places and did bring it up, but instead of hammering that home for 2 days, just hammer that. He wouldn't cut a ribbon at his hotel in D.C. He did other things. He did things, quite frankly, a guy who was winning would do 11 days away. And so some people couldn't figure out why he would do that. What do you think about those couple of days?
I think there are two things. One, this has been a problem with the campaign all along. It's not as though, he has been talking about Obamacare. But what's more interesting? What's going to get people talking about the water cooler? What's going to punch through? Talking about beating up Joe Biden. That's much more interesting. That's much more entertaining. What did we lead this segment with? Of course we're going to do beating up Joe Biden. Right. So he hasn't, he's kind of he's run this campaign and especially his rallies in a way to entertain himself and and the rally goers. And, that's a normal human instinct. The problem is it creates all this chaff out there and creates all the opportunities for the media to focus on things that either don't help you very much or hurt you. So if he just would have read from a teleprompter just one speech in the last 3 months, he might be winning.
Yeah, it seems like he's just really, really happy energizing his base. Because when he does something like that with Joe Biden, his supporters are like, yeah. But what he doesn't get is he doesn't have nearly enough supporters to win. Right, and he's not getting anybody new by doing that.
That's the problem. I mean, he needs suburban women. So, look, beating up Joe Biden, it's great. You know, Bernie and I are like, yeah, okay.
Kick his ass.
We'd like to see that match. You know, let's get the gloves on. But, you know, the moderate woman in the Philadelphia suburbs, does she care for that? No. And the other thing with promoting the business properties is he's never really completely become a politician, or he's never become, I believe, 100% committed to this race. In the back of his mind is like, you know what, November 9th I lose, that's really too bad. I'll be right back at Trump Tower, I'll still have this great business, and maybe I'll have a media property on top of it.
So, you know, you're speaking of women, the latest high-profile Republican, establishment Republican female, the governor of South Carolina, Nikki Haley, has now come out and said she will vote for Donald Trump. She hadn't said that up until now, which leads me to this question, Rich Lowry from the National Review. Where does Rich Lowry stand?
I won't vote for Trump. You know, I oppose Hillary, but I just can't affirmatively support Trump. I don't live in a swing state, so my actual vote doesn't make a huge difference. But I just can't put my imprimatur.
You know, Rich Lowry, the editor of the National Review. I'm reading a book right now that James Rosen edited. It's a compilation of eulogies by William F. Buckley Jr., who I'm fascinated with, a brilliant guy. By the way, did you ever meet him?
Oh, I worked with him closely for 10 years.
Wow. So, and you, every bit as smart as he is. But
no,
he
that's
wrote.
Not true, but I appreciate
that's very humble of you. It's very humble.
No, it's very truthful of me. But let's not argue about this.
Okay, so listen. He wrote in 2000. He called out Trump, essentially saying what you know people like you are saying, that he was just a huckster, and the bottom line, the presidents that have accomplished great things were not businessmen. So Trump is not necessarily the go-to guy. Does that influence you? What William F. Buckley said back in 2000?
Well, as you say, we just see the same qualities in Trump that Bill did way back in 2000, and I entirely understand people coming down on the different side of this and just acknowledging all his flaws and saying we got to vote for him anyway. I just can't quite get there, and the tragedy of this election, I just think it was so winnable. She's so vulnerable, you know, and Trump still has some chance. I wouldn't put it, you know, it's not 100% slam dunk for her, but any other. You know, Jim Gilmore might be winning this race. George Pataki might be winning this race. And certainly any of the more kind of normal mainstream Republicans who would have built, you know, a really solid campaign apparatus and not have all these vulnerabilities, they'd be beating Hillary Clinton right now.
You know, talking about eulogies, Rich, when you write in the Nat Review in 11 days when she wins, what went wrong basically with the Trump campaign, we all know what went wrong, okay? But he's going to have 9,000 excuses why he lost, which of course includes media bias, which we all agree does exist. There's no question about that. Rigged elections and rigged this and rigged that. And he will not accept 1% of accountability for his loss when in fact, you know this, that he absolutely is to blame because he had her on the ropes a couple of weeks ago and he's really done nothing the last couple of weeks other than wait for the next email to come out for him to possibly win this race. Is that not true?
Yeah, I mean, the pivot of the whole race in my mind, and I think he was always an underdog, but before the first debate, this thing was almost tied.
It was almost tied. And after that, you know, people bring up the Billy Bush thing. He has never recovered after getting his ass kicked after the first debate.
And all he had to do was prepare and execute. And he didn't do either of those things. And he was standing in front of 80 million people with a real chance to make a different impression. And he didn't, and it slid away from him from that day on.
You know, Rich, when you say Gilmore or Pataki, I disagree. I think that if Rubio or Pataki or something, they would have had the Clinton machine would have portrayed them as pedophiles, rapists, sexists, as they are with Donald Trump. Same thing.
Yeah,
and Donald Trump he's really ginned up the base. He's got a lot of enthusiasm, which a lot of the guys that you cited never would have had. He had record numbers in the primaries. And he has these huge rallies to this day, to this point, even after the revelations.
I half agree with you. I mean, certainly that they're going to try to destroy anyone, but it's a question of whether that other candidate would have given them as much material as Trump has. And just they started off with a lot of material on Trump, but if at some point he just had stopped giving them new stuff, like a month ago or something, this might look like a different race, and certainly no one would have built the crowds and kind of enthusiasm he has, but that's just not enough. If Bernie Sanders were the Democratic nominee right now, the crowds would be huge. There'd be 20,000 people at each event.
Right, doesn't mean
anything.
anything.
Struggling to get 40%.
Well,
you need more than your base.
Before you leave, you said he kept giving them stuff. That begs this question. With 11 days to go, do you think there's one more? Do you think that the Clintons have another bombshell, or maybe Trump does, in the next 11 days that will make this thing look even worse for one of those candidates?
I kind of suspect they're holding something back that they'll unleash on Trump, but who knows? And when I say giving them more material, it's just like stop saying dumb, self-destructive things. And he's never been able to do that.
After hearing you say at this point that you're not going to vote for Donald Trump, I agree with you. You're not as smart as William F. Buckley Jr. I totally agree. Hey, Rich Lowry from the National Review. You're a great guest.
That's good. It took you 5 minutes to think of that, but that's really
good.
No,
I saved it for the end. I thought of it immediately. Rich Lowry, thanks for appearing on Bernie and Sid.
Great job.
Always love it. Thanks.
All right, Rich,
back
take
after
care.
this.
77 WABC. Traffic and Transit.
What happened?
Exclusively.
What is this?
77 WABC.
Come on, man. And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J with a triumphant comeback. But tonight, don't call it a comeback.
Well, we'll see if, in fact, Donald Trump can call it a comeback. Looks as though he's gaining just a bit. I think it's delusional to think he would win today, but who knows? There's still 11 days to go, and who knows what could happen. Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Bernie and Sid Show here on 77 WABC. The phones are wide open. We're going to spend the last hour of the week with you guys. 1-800-848-WABC. 1-800-848-9222. Your thoughts on the race as we get down to the last couple of weekends before the big day. And Halloween coming up on Monday. And Bernard is very excited about the big Halloween party he's not going to attend tomorrow night.
I'm very excited about shopping for my costume, which I'm doing today.
We had a couple of great ideas in the first hour. Great ideas.
I did.
Yeah.
But listen, I just want to say this about the race.
Yeah.
About these WikiLeaks that came out exposing the abject sleaze and corruption that you have Bill Clinton cashing in, trying to cash in with his charity. This is a charity.
He did cash in $18 million.
And more.
Yeah.
And plus, they called it Bill Clinton Inc.
Yeah, I know.
Bill Clinton Inc.
Okay.
And, they took money from people that they made solicited donations for the charity and also made the same people pay him speaking fees.
Right.
It was pretty sleazy, and they paid their executives like in the hundreds of thousands. The Clintons themselves didn't get paid anything except through these speaking fees, which they made millions off of, but they flew on private jets.
Okay.
Is what they did. They were like, a big shot. It was,
yes.
But using a charity. So you say, so who got hurt? Nobody got hurt. They extorted a lot of money.
Who said nobody got hurt?
Well, a lot of people say that.
No.
But, a lot of people.
That's not so.
But I'm here to say, look at Haiti. Haiti, that place is disgusting. There was 150,000 people dead, and they used Haiti as a personal piggy bank to get their friends' contracts. And they raped Haiti, essentially. Then the Haitians will tell you that. The Haitians to this day are still living in tents. So if you want to put a face on the victims of the Clinton Global Foundation and the Clintons, I say make it the Haitians. That Black Lives Matter. That's the way I would spin it.
Go for it.
If I were the Trump people.
Right, but you're not the Trump people.
But it's not.
And he doesn't know how to do anything.
But as Rich Lowry said, it's not, Trump on a bus talking about grabbing by the pudding.
He didn't say that. He did not say that. What he said was it's not video. If, in fact, they had a video of Hillary Clinton saying.
That's what I just said.
You went right to Trump on the bus. If they had a video of Clinton saying.
Yeah, that was my point. It's not a video of Trump on a bus saying grab him by the pudding.
Right.
But we still have 11 days for this to.
It's not resonating. People don't care.
I know, but I'm trying to make it resonate.
I know you are.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to make it resonate. I have a microphone
Go
here.
outside.
I want to let my voice be heard. At this point.
And I'm allowing it, and you're doing great.
Thank you.
You should go out after the show then with a bullhorn right in front of Madison Square Garden like these crazies do outside.
I don't need it.
Yell and scream about all this stuff.
I have a microphone here.
I know, but it's over at 12 o'clock. You got to do this all day.
Listen, at some point, I have to go shopping for my Halloween costume.
Oh, I understand. So that's more important than the future of this country?
I've been on the radio since 6 o'clock this morning.
Is that more important than the future of the... You seem to believe Trump can save us.
You have to delegate. You have to be judicious in your choice of expounding.
There's just so much you can do. I'm
not going to go out with a freaking bullhorn.
Why not?
Square Garden.
I see a crazy guy outside the pizza place every single day.
Look, so you're going to have these corrupt people in the White House. That's the point.
Yeah.
And if they'll do this with a charity, imagine what they're going to do. And with the State Department, imagine what they're going to do in the White House. You're going to have this guy back in the White House, this sleazebag pervert, alleged rapist.
Great president.
Who's taking advantage of these poor Haitians. Just look at these poor Haitians in the tents.
No.
And think of them when you pull the lever for Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
All right.
I swear to God, I promise you, I will think of them. And then I'll pull the lever for Hillary Clinton.
But you're a fool.
Why? Why
and then,
call
of course,
me names for?
You got a million.
I'm not calling you a fool for voting for Trump.
I don't say it in a pejorative way. I say it in a descriptive way.
That's better. I feel better now.
You should. It's disgusting, man. Really makes me
now it's
sick.
disgusting?
It makes me sick.
You want to keep going?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, let's go back to the Halloween costumes. Hey, when you were a kid, first of all, back in the... when I was a kid on Halloween, It wasn't all about trick-or-treating.
It wasn't?
No.
See, that's all it was for me.
It was initially maybe when you were like 9, but by the time we were 13, it was about, we would put like chalk in a sock.
Oh, come on.
And then crush the chalk under a bus. And then you could swing that chalk and you could like put your name in the sidewalk. Or if you went trick-or-treating and somebody didn't answer to the door, you smash the door with a sock, and that's. Or it was about egging cars and egging people.
As you're telling me,
this is true. This is.
As you're telling me this story, one word comes to mind for me. One word.
Hooligan.
Goyim. Jewish kids don't do that. We go trick-or-treating. We're very nice. Thank you.
If we saw a mezuzah on the house,
don't even say
it. You would get the chalk treatment,
right? Because
that was it.
Because you wouldn't want a Twix bar or a bag of M&Ms from the Jews. You want $50 cash.
But usually, you wouldn't open the door for us. so that was our. response.
I hated kids like you with this. Yes. I would wake up in the morning. I have to go to Kings Highway in Brooklyn. There'd be shaving cream everywhere.
That's right. That's
what a bunch of white trash losers.
That's what I was.
Knocking down mailboxes.
I'm just trying to keep it real.
Yeah.
Well, now the polite thing to do is if you're not home, you leave the candy outside for them to take.
That's
what I do.
That's for the younger kids. But when we were like Sid and I growing up in the city here,
shaving cream,
Brooklyn and the Bronx respectively, and then me Yonkers a couple of years later. That's what we did. We were just little punks.
What happened to you?
That horrific punks.
You went from this kid that would egg people and the shaving cream,
and not only that. One more, we would actually do this. Put dog feces in a paper bag
and light it on fire.
I swear to God.
Right.
I mean, it was hilarious, but it was just like, what kind of revolting.
That's a great scene.
It's
from
terrible.
Hollywood Nights. It is terrible. So what happened that you went from this kid that did all these horrendous things on Halloween?
I did a lot worse.
You chased the Hasidim up the trees in the in Monticello.
That's true.
What happened?
I didn't chase the Hasidim up the trees.
Okay, but
they were chasing me.
When did you all of a sudden become what you are today, which is, and I mean this sincerely, this brilliant, upstanding, great guy?
Well, I had an epiphany, and I'm not. What you said was way exaggerated. I'm not any of those things, but I'm not the hooligan that I once was. At some point, when I was, after a couple of arrests at about 21,
right?
I'm driving a cab, and I looked around and I said, "What am I doing?
What am I doing?
Where am I going to go? What am I going to do?
Did anybody talk to you?
What am I going to do for the rest of my life?" And I saw people. I knew people who were going to college. I was living on my own.
Yeah.
And I had friends. My friend Bob Buckley, for example, he was a fellow cab driver. He was putting himself through college with loans and grants, and that's when I had that epiphany, and I said, I got to change my life here.
So you were just driving around.
That's
you
right.
were probably, 2 Forsters in, who knows how many joints you'd smoked.
No.
You're very depressed. You're like, well, my life is going nowhere.
I wasn't depressed. I was fearful. I was looking around, in some hood in Yonkers, and I'm like, am I going to be here for the rest of my life with these people, with these losers?
Did you see like a vision of a face? Was there a divine intervention?
I just knew there was more out there.
The more
than
out
this.
there. Okay.
And prior to that, when I was 18,
You thought
when I
this was
17,
you thought this was as good as it got?
No, I would. No. I would. The idea of college when I was 17, 18, 19. Only lose doofuses, schmucks, suckers went to college. I'm not going to college. I just got out of high school.
By the way, that's still the case. But go ahead.
So I joined. I enlisted in the Marine Corps. I was down in Paris Island for a couple of months.
I know they wrote books about you.
And I was booted out for a health reason and then I was on my own on the streets, and that's what happened. And just for a couple of years. Lost my way and had the epiphany, the aforementioned epiphany. That's how, to answer your question.
How did you get into the business? How did you all of a sudden end up on the Imus in the Morning Show?
I was in college, putting myself through college, and I took an internship at WNBC Radio.
You're kidding? That's how it started?
That's how it started.
WNBC.
WNBC with, yes, Mr. Imus was in the morning. You had Soupy Sales in the midday, and you had Howard Stern in the afternoon, and Wolfman Jack at night.
The great Wolfman Jack.
And that's when I started. That's how I got into it. I started mailing out T-shirts, and then Mr. Imus eventually hired me.
And that was it. So
I rode his coattails. Much like Hillary rode Bill Clinton's coattails to where I am
to
right
stardom
now.
today. Was that guy Pig Vomit there when you
He was
arrived?
there. Kevin Matheny was there. Yes. So I was so there you go.
What
the
a
anatomy
story.
of
it's a great story.
And all because I started out with putting chalk in a sock on a bus, under a bus, crushing it up and smashing it on doors with mezuzahs. And what do you call those things? Is that am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yes, a mezuzah. Very good.
Yeah, but we never targeted mezuzahs. You just brought that up. And,
I didn't bring up mezuzahs.
We didn't target it.
No, I know that.
And there weren't many mezuzahs in the project.
Listen to me carefully. Bernard is a Zionist. He's a friend of the Jews.
That's right.
That's right. You know, when you beat the living daylights out of me during our fight back in 2003, I think I've told you this before. Every one of my Jewish friends said, "Boy, that son of a bitch, he's an anti-Semite." I go, "No, no, he's the furthest thing from an anti-Semite." We were fighting. It was a charity fight.
If there was a guy named Seamus Ryan in the ring with me, I would have done the same exact thing.
Exactly right. I go, he's the furthest thing. Yeah, he's like, oh, he looked at you like you were like, back in Nazi Germany. I go, what are you talking about? Wow. Silly people.
People are silly.
Yeah.
See how important internships are? That's what I tell my kids. You got to intern because really we only hire interns.
Yeah, well, that's it. You see, that's what I've always said that about people who go to Harvard, these elite schools. I don't care if you go to Brooklyn College or you go to whatever it is, some local college, Queens Community College, versus somebody who goes to Cornell or whatever. If I like you personally, I'm going to go with the kid from Queens Community College over the kid from Cornell. It doesn't matter. Well, some companies put a premium on which school you go to, but a lot of people, they judge individually, yes. So the internships are important and how you conduct yourself. And I conducted myself like I was Eddie Haskell.
Oh, the great Eddie Haskell.
Yes, I put on a good show.
Yes.
I hid my hooligan ways. And I ingratiated myself with people, and I got hired.
Now look at you. Now you own this
city. And look at you. Now I'm sitting here across from you.
Hey, listen. Kingsborough Community College, Brooklyn College, Baruch College. Not Harvard, Princeton, Yale. Those three schools.
See that?
With an accounting degree and a degree in business and sitting here. So you just never know.
Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive.
Out there, folks.
Like Bill and Trenton is doing. Bill and Trenton is not only keeping hope alive on line one, but he's got a prediction to make. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, how you doing, Sid?
Hey, pal.
What's up? Hey, Bernard. Hey, Sid, I hate to tell you, but it's over. My man's going to beat her.
Okay.
It's over. It's over. You could see it's over. Everybody I talked to said, I can't vote for them Clintons. They're the worst thieves in the world. They're even worse than me. All right? As much as I cheated all my life. You know what I mean? Sid, I never got away with nothing. Neither did you.
I got you.
Right. It takes one to know.
All right, fair enough.
But we know.
All right, fair enough.
Sid, I got to ask you one thing.
Sure.
Sure. Suppose me and you we went fishing, all right?
Yeah.
Now, I know you. I listen to you every day. I think you're a good guy.
Thank you.
I think you're a good family man. You got a beautiful family. I know that.
Thank you.
And so we went fishing, and I had a mic on, and we started talking about, some broad that we knew, that, you know what I mean? And we said some things, and I had him and later on, I turned against you, and I put that out there. You know what I mean? That's what happened with Trump, you know?
No, but Bill, I agree with you. And by the way, I'm not mad at Trump about the Billy Bush tape. I'm angry with Trump because I used to endorse Donald Trump way back when, early in this race, even later in the race, and I was waiting for Donald Trump to take it seriously, really get to know the issues, really give me some concrete plans on what he's going to do. And he never did it. Despite Bernard's opinion, I don't believe he ever did it. I'm not mad about the Billy Bush stuff. I agree with you. I've been with Bernard and other friends and said stuff like that. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me about Trump is I don't believe at any point during these 19 months he put the actual the meat and potatoes ahead of his personality, and that's what bothers me about Donald Trump.
I think he did at Gettysburg, and by the way, I don't know what the hell she stands for. Nobody can tell you.
Well, you know exactly what she stands for.
Open borders.
Open borders, there you go.
And let the refugees in, and no school choice for inner city kids,
and free college,
and side with cop haters,
and better health care than Obama.
Apologize for terrorists,
right.
And line your pockets personally to the detriment of your own country.
Well, you just named 6 or 7 things out of 0. Only maybe 1 or 2 of those are true, but you did name 6 or 7. Give me 5.
77 WABC.
Yeah, you know it, man.
So lame, man. This is
yeah, I'll tell you what.
Jay Elvis Duran, 5 o'clock whistle.
It is trite, but it's true. I'm feeling it right now. Feeling it big time. Listen, let's go right to Vanessa from New Jersey on the Bernie and Sid show. Good morning, Vanessa from New Jersey.
Good morning, guys. First of all, I just want to say that I love your show.
Well, thank you.
We love you, too. Thank you.
Oh, I really do. And I have to say, I probably secretly have crushes on the both of you.
Oh, my God.
Now, wait a minute.
Guess what? It's not secret anymore, Vanessa.
It's not secret anymore. No, it's not. But the reason why I called is I wanted to make a point to Sid. The corruption and the news that comes out on the Clintons, I don't agree that it's not resonating and that nobody cares. I think that's what's the perception maybe the media wants you to believe.
Right.
But I do think many people care and many people are affected by it. And you can just tell by the fact that it's resonating. I mean, the gap is closing. It's reversing. I mean, whether or not he'll win or not win,
right.
To see a reverse like this so close, and given how bad things were for him a couple of weeks ago, and
sure.
I agree, he didn't do the greatest of jobs on those debates. I think you are seeing some of these points resonating.
You know what? You may be right. We'll know, of course, next Tuesday, Vanessa, for sure. I tend to think that the reason why he's had a better week is because of Obamacare. I don't think it's the emails. I think the emails have been it's every week is a new email, and it's like, okay. Now, if you want to say combination of both, maybe, but I think Obamacare is the big one for him this week.
Yes, Obamacare is huge, and I think corruption and all the shady
Vanessa,
things that go on.
The stuff that came out in the last couple of days, particularly yesterday with Bill Clinton, the Bill Clinton Inc., and the way they were specifically soliciting money for him, and not just for the foundation, but for him. You contribute to the foundation, and you contribute to Bill Clinton. You pay him to do things.
It's all so dirty.
Chelsea, it was so dirty. Chelsea Clinton was mortified by it.
But we've known about this, and we know Bill gets paid, and he gets paid exorbitant amount of dollars. That is not a shocking email, Vanessa and Bernard. It's just not. It's not. It may be corrupt and it's sleazy, but it's not shocking anybody.
It ties into why they wanted the private server. They wanted to hide it. They knew what was coming, and the fact that this Comey guy didn't investigate this thoroughly is disturbing to me.
I got news for both you guys, okay? I think if you ask the average Hillary voter if they think she lied and Jim Comey protected her, they're going to say yes. But they just don't want Donald Trump to be president. You guys you're kidding yourselves. It's not like the Hillary folks think she's innocent or she's sweet or she's not corrupt. They know better, but they don't want Donald Trump.
Vanessa, you going to a Halloween party this weekend?
I do.
Yeah,
I
really.
Tomorrow night.
You're going to go as Hillary Clinton, Hillary for president, orange jumpsuit?
No. We're going to be a league of their own.
Cool.
My husband and I are going to be the Tom Hanks and the Gina Davis characters.
Awesome.
That's
awesome.
Very nice.
Very
Well, you have a good time, Vanessa.
Yes.
Thanks for your call. Thanks for your nice words as well. Back on the Bernie and Sid show after Deb with the news.
77 WABC.
A female school crossing guard killed. 47, partly sunny. I'm Deborah Valentine with the stories we'll be talking about on 77 WABC.
This is breaking news.
We are back on the Bernie and Sid show on this fabulous Friday.
It is fabulous.
Hey, listen, it's sunny out. It's gusty. I love it.
I do like this weather, too. It wakes you up, makes you feel good, right? It's ready.
Invigorating.
Well, we only have 22 minutes left of the weekend. Then one of those guys is out again because I see Lionel walking around the hallways. Our good buddy Lionel. So one of those guys is out, either Curtis or Kubi.
Kubi's
I don't
out.
know. Kubi's out. So
Kubi's out? Oh.
Curtis and Lionel today?
Much to
yes, indeed.
Curtis's relief.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lionel just brought me candy.
Oh, that's sweet.
He gave me Halloween candy.
Did he really?
Yeah, a whole bag of it.
And
he's the best.
Did he say, come over here, little girl,
yeah,
for your Halloween
Said,
candy?
come sit in my lap, baby.
Yeah. I know Lynn, his wife, so I'm not going to say that. She's actually really cool. Really cool.
Really nice lady.
It's still kind of creepy.
So
only because he's dressed in a suit, so anytime a guy in a suit offers a girl candy, it's kind of creepy.
Well, if you make it creepy, if you're projecting is what you're doing.
Right.
There's nothing wrong.
Well, I love Lionel.
The same thing with little kids. You see kids running around. I'm afraid actually to be nice to kids.
You got to be careful.
Right.
No,
because
seriously.
people think they project.
You're a pedophile.
Right.
Isn't that terrible?
And you just did that to poor Lionel.
Yes, I did.
It is terrible.
But
because I love kids.
I have zero remorse. As do I.
I know. I mean, kids are like this. Obviously,
you
yes,
know,
we all love kids.
You know my kids in my life.
You can't even if I play with a kid who I don't know.
You can't do. Don't do that.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't do that.
But
even Donald Trump a couple of weeks ago tried to kiss some kid up on stage.
Let's say you're in a department store or a grocery store or something like that, and there's a little kid, and you're like, hey, you're afraid to say, you just want to have a little fun with the kid or whatever.
Yeah.
Be nice to the kid.
I get very nervous as a parent. If somebody walks up to my son, I get very nervous.
It's awful.
Terrible.
And the same thing with Lionel. Stay away from flirty.
Yeah.
Well, Lionel we love.
Okay. All right. So listen, Donald Trump yesterday released this campaign ad directed towards Hindus. And this is for real. We didn't edit this whatsoever. This is a real deal. He actually speaks Hindi in it. Right. And you remember a couple of weeks ago, he actually spoke to a group of Hindus for Trump out in New Jersey. And there is that faction. We have this in common with the Hindus. They have a problem with radical Islamic terrorism. So they like Trump. You remember the Mumbai attacks a couple of years ago?
Of course.
So anyway, he releases this campaign ad, again, unedited. It's rather amusing. Take a listen.
The Indian and Hindu community will have a true friend in the White House. We will defeat radical Islamic terrorism. I look forward to working with Prime Minister Modi. Abhi ki bar, Trump, Sarkar.
This is real.
We love the Hindus. We love India. I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Oh, it's funny.
He did everything but wear a turban.
Pretty much
in the commercial. But it's actually very funny, and him speaking Hindi. But we do have that. See, so he loves the Hindus. The Hindus love him.
They love him.
And so it's not a racist.
That's
thing,
what he needs to put him over the top.
You know what I'm saying?
No. I don't know.
We had this after the appearance in front of the Hindus for Trump. They were interviewed outside the event.
Who's they? The Hindus?
Yes, the Hindus. Hindu Americans, I would posit. Hindu Americans.
Fantastic.
My people.
Right, your people.
Who I love, by the way. You go out to Jackson Heights by Roosevelt Avenue.
Can't beat it.
It's a great community.
Atlantic Avenue's got the best Indian food in the state.
Love the Hindus. I love them to death. Anyway, listen to this.
I believe that he's going to be probably a greater president than George Washington because our country is in the dumps.
When Donald Trump says, let's make America great again, that's the reason I was attracted, and I believe that keeping in view his leadership qualities, he will make America great again.
He's a doer because he has shown in New York City since 77 when he was nobody, and then he dealt with the Mayor Ed Koch, Giuliani, Bloomberg. These are the very powerful political figures.
Trump has not been racist against Indians. Mexicans, blacks, and maybe Chinese. That is different. Indians are good.
Yeah, there you go. That guy was great. Love that guy.
So I smell a turnaround.
You do?
Now. Yeah, absolutely do.
Me too.
I sense it.
I think he's going to win.
It's starting with the Hindu American community.
That's where you got to start it every time.
Tony from Bay Ridge, you're on with Bernie and Sid on WABC. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for taking the call. Two questions are directed at the gentleman. I'm not sure which one of you. is the Hillary.
It doesn't. Listen, don't direct the question. It's Sid. I don't like Hillary, but I'm voting for her because I like Trump less. Don't direct the question. Just make your point.
All right, my point is this. If you accept that she did send and receive classified information, and she did it on a private server and destroyed the mobile devices and deleted the server, that is a major crime. If a person with security clearance was given a document, and that document was taken away from the site where it was stored, and that person left on, let's say, his desk, and just walked away to his kitchen, his bathroom, or just to do something, and left that document unattended, if that document was seen unattended, that is an immediate act of violation of national security. That person would be subject to jail and a fine.
Well, you have a guy in the submarine took a couple of pictures. He's facing jail time for just a similar sort of thing, a lot less egregious than what she did. You're absolutely right about that, Tony.
There are 3 Marines in jail right now for doing just what you just said.
So we know, and we already know that's the corruption of the Justice Department, Loretta Lynch and James Comey, the FBI guy, who somebody got to them somehow or other. They refused to indict, and that corruption is out there. We know that. That is true.
My point is this. Knowing this, how this woman egregiously handled this kind of information and sent this information to people who didn't have security clearance, how can you trust this woman to run the White House based on her alleged experience?
Well, Tony, obviously you can't. So you're going to vote for Donald Trump.
I am voting for Trump.
Okay, that's fine. And you make a very good argument why you are.
You see, I don't think Trump is the best person that could have been presented, but I believe Trump is the only one who could do what needs to be done because he's not a politician and he can't be bought.
Okay, fair enough. Listen, I'm at the point now, Tony, and when you started the phone call, you were directing your comments to me, Sid. I'm not going to argue with you. If you think he's the better candidate, if you think he's not a politician, you're right. He's not done anything crooked in politics, you're right. I'm not going to try to talk you out of it. We'll see what happens in a couple of weeks, and I'm so tired of you people trying to convince me that I'm making the wrong choice, or for that matter, me trying to convince you you're making the wrong choice. If that's how you feel, then you make a very, very solid argument, and good luck next Tuesday.
Tony, what are you wearing for Halloween this weekend?
I don't go Halloween.
You don't play that?
You don't do that?
I have a suggestion, a pregnant nun. How about that?
I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm trying to understand.
You don't, Tony. You don't need to understand, Tony. Everybody's made it pretty clear. Not everybody believes that all of her stuff ended up in the hands of the enemy. I think her supporters will tell you that she was irresponsible. I don't think they believe that she was trying to do something to get the guys in Benghazi killed or trying to really hurt national security. So it's not your job to figure out why these people think that way. You don't think that way. Go vote for Trump.
Absolutely, she wasn't trying to get those guys killed. I agree with you on that, but she was negligent, and she did lie in the aftermath.
That's true, she did.
Richie from Whitestone, you are on with Bernie and Sid on WABC. Good morning, Richie.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Yeah, I just want to make the point. Can you guys, because I don't want to say Sid or yourself, but would you agree that the media will hold Trump accountable to no matter what he does if he gets voted in?
If he gets voted in? What do you mean the whole?
Yeah, if he gets voted in as the president, you could see how the media is so hard on him now,
right?
That you'd have to assume that they'd be pretty.
Oh yeah,
he could not. He'd be very transparent with them, correct?
I would think so, but yeah.
Okay. So now go the other way. She gets away with murder now. She owns the FBI, the media. She owns everything. The Clintons.
Right.
She will get away with everything as the president of the United States. Believe me. She's the scariest person that's ever run because of the power that she has.
You're absolutely right, but I think once she gets elected, the media will resume their adversarial sort of stance with her, just for, if nothing else, ratings, and to try to recover their reputation after this disgusting display that they put on these last few months.
We agree there.
Where they're so conspicuously biased. Let's try Tommy from Long Island. Tommy, you're on with Bernie and Sid on WABC.
Hey, Sid, why are you such a jerk off?
Why, Tommy, why is that language? Why is that language
the chief law
necessary?
enforcement agency in the country, the last firewall. When law enforcement, when they have no fear, they'll do what they want.
Okay. Let me ask you a question, though, a more important question, Tommy. If you were sitting in the studio with me right now and not on a phone somewhere like a real coward does, would you ask me the same question, why I'm a jerk
I would,
off?
and you know why?
Yeah. And I'd knock you the F out. And I'd knock you the F out, Tommy. Thank you for the phone call. Knock you out. And then I'd answer your question afterwards while you were foaming at the mouth.
I was going to ask.
That's why I'm a jerk off.
I was going to ask Tommy who he's going to be for Halloween. And the answer is he's going to be Ray Rice's girlfriend. Right? Apparently. Right. You could be Ray Rice and he could be Ray Rice's girlfriend.
See, we took 10 phone calls there from people who didn't agree with me. From Vanessa to the next person. And they're all very nice. And Tommy, why are you such a jerk off?
Hey, it's
garbage.
Frankie Russo.
Low lives. I know. Frankie's a good guy.
No, he is a good guy.
He does talk like that, though.
I like Frank. I like guys who talk like that.
So, of course.
Those are my kind of guys. Frankie Russo on WABC Sunday nights at 9 o'clock. Check me out. I don't know. He's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
Good guy.
He yells across the gym. He's got his mouthpiece in his mouth while he's working out, you know. He's got the tank top on with no muscle. And,
right, he's one of those guys that goes to the gym and just likes to hang out and talk. I was going to say I hate those kind of guys.
No, you love him. I hear him.
No,
I hear him all the way down the gym.
I just don't want to in the gym. I don't want to talk to them.
Right.
That's all.
But he's background.
I want to get in and
out.
What
if they're background noise?
That's okay. You know, when you see when those guys are in the gym and you see somebody else come in that you know will occupy their time, you're like, oh, thank God. Thank God he's chewing that guy's ear. There's somebody here to take up the slack. Right. Hey, Ron from Huntington, Long Island. You're on with Bernie and Sid on WABC. Good morning, Ron.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Ronnie.
I'd just like to make the comparison. Trump said that he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and he would lose no supporters.
He did say that. That is a fact, yes.
So it sounds like you, Sid, would say the same thing about Hillary. She could sell the country down the river and you still would support her.
Unfortunately, and I am prefacing this, Ron, by saying unfortunately, the answer is yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. I don't know what it is about these Hillary supporters. It's a hatred for Donald Trump, something personal, I think, with Trump that rubs them the wrong way. All I know is the guy, he's not perfect, but the phrase drain the swamp, I mean, and also on the big issues, again, not to be repetitive, but the immigration.
You agree with him.
Open borders.
You agree with him.
Syrian refugees. 100,000%. And it doesn't affect me personally. Again, they're not going to move into my neighborhood. And I'm probably, the odds are my family will not be hurt by anybody or any job will be taken by one of these people. But it will affect somebody in this country. And he's right about it. It's wrong. You need a secure border, and you can't take in people who probably, a lot of them hate us and likely some ISIS people will sneak in with them, or they will breed people who are malcontents. So we've seen that happen in Boston. We saw it happen down in Orlando. We saw it happen in San Bernardino. The sons of some of these immigrants, because of their religion, took some really nasty action. And then we had the guy brought in the wife. So anyway, on the big issues, I think Trump is correct.
Okay.
All right, so let's go to Ray from Rikers Island. Ray, you're on with Bernie and Sid. Are you an inmate?
No, actually, I retired about a year. I've called in the past. I spoke to you gentlemen before. But Sid, dude, why are you so thin-skinned? You know, the other day, you ended the show calling all Trump supporters losers. Now, this guy called you a jerk-off, and you bent out of shape, bro.
Yeah, I'm thin-skinned. Who does that remind you of, by the way, Ray? If I am thin-skinned, who does that remind you of?
Yeah, you tell me.
Hillary. How about Donald Trump?
Hillary Clinton.
There's no more thin-skinned person in the country than Donald Trump.
Anytime Trump criticizes Hillary Clinton, it's sexism. You talk
Forget about Hillary
thin-skinned.
Clinton. All you folks are so impressed because if you punch Trump, he punches you harder back twice. That's because he's thin-skinned. So you may be right.
Whiny. Right? It's racism. It's sexism. That's thin-skinned. Right. Anyway, go ahead.
Guys, you know what I saw this year, and I don't know if you're going to believe it or not, but this is God honest truth. CNN. Remember a few months ago when they asked Donald Trump, what would you do if a woman wants abortion? Would you jail her? And his
what happened? Yeah, what happened was, Ray, was that Chris Matthews, really unfairly to Donald Trump, put him in a spot, and it was clear that Donald Trump had no idea what he was talking about, and he did say that a woman should be punished for getting an abortion. Yes.
Right. Okay. You know, CNN. I don't watch CNN anymore. The crawler at the very bottom. You know how they have a crawler about the latest brief. It literally said Donald Trump to abolish abortion. Literally.
Yeah, I believe that. No, and they fact check them in their graphics. They editorialize in their graphics and their crawls, and they're disgusting. And all they do is they talk about, new allegation about Donald Trump, or Donald Trump said this about Newt Gingrich, and a few WikiLeaks were released, and Obamacare is imploding. We'll be back after this.
All right.
Well, that's it. And it's all Trump said this, Trump.
But don't watch it, because if you watch Fox News every single day, they do the complete opposite.
Hey, listen, have a good Halloween.
That's it.
1-800-848-9222. Bernie and Sid back after this.
Peace.